Okay.
Yes, sir.
Alright, Styles, so basically, how did you get, what was the plug for you to get into the little music game, and how did you make that happen?
Well, the plug was like, I ran into Snoop, which at the time, he wasn't Snoop. He wasn't an artist, he wasn't the rap artist everybody know him as today.
Okay.
I ran into him, and I was by my house, and I seen some little dudes down there in like a circle, a crowd. And I was like, man, who are these people down on my street, right? And at the time, I had my little gauge in the bushes, and I walked down, I crept on him, and I pulled my gauge on. He said, big homie. He said, man, I said, who's you? He's like, man, I'm Snoop. And he was down there bagging on some girls, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the situation was. I thought, that many niggas that got close to my house, we got a little problem. So I crept on him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, big homie, I'm just talking about these girls. So I sat there, woo, and laughed with him. And I was like, yeah, little homie, I said, you funny, man. I want to take you to a couple of parties with me, man, let you talk about a few food. So from there, he disappeared, I disappeared. I ended up getting locked up. I had like 30 days left to get home, and I had called over one of my homeboy houses, and Snoop was over there. And I was like, oh, let me speak to that little dude, man, because he was trying to get some girls to jump on my little girl cousin at Wilson High School. And I told the little homie, I said, hey, little homie, I got like 30 days left, man. Look out for my little cousin. When I come home, I'm going to look out for you. So when I got released, I went up to Wilson High School. I seen niggas stand up there at the hamburger stand with a kid and play natural, like real tall. I said, yeah, this is that guy, because I had to kind of remember who he was. I was like, yeah, this got to be Snoop. That had that kid and play. I said, this got to be Snoop. So I like, Snoop? He like, yeah. And from that day on, we linked in, and we never separated from that day. And from there, Snoop started doing music, and I started trying to put money into him. I had him and Warren and Hav there, and Nate, they came over my little garage in my apartment doing music, and we was trying to make music. And then right after we was doing the music, like the day they came over, like 2 days after that, I got shot up. So I had to go lay up for a year. When I laid up for a year to heal back up, I'm coming down. I've been out of town again. I'm coming back home. I'm coming down Atlantic. I see Snoop walking down Atlantic. It's like 110 outside. He got on a leather jacket with Miss Chalet on the back. I pull over. I say, what's up, homie? He's like, man, I just got to deal with Dr. Dre in there. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, come to 10th Street, man, on my auntie house. And so went over there, and from there, I started, taking him up to Dr. Dre. I used to drive him up to Dr. Dre house every day to Calabasas. Every day, but I never go in the house. I always just drop him off and turn right back around and go back to Long Beach. Because I felt out of place. I didn't feel like I was like them dudes. You know what I mean? I come from down here, and they up here, something I never experienced yet. So I didn't feel comfortable to go in there. I was always in Snoop. Finally one day, Snoop was like, damn, Steph, you drive all the way up from Long Beach to Calabasas every day to drop us off, and you don't never come in? He said, man, come on in, man. I said, fuck it, let me go on in. I went in, and I looked around, seen Dre and them, they girls running around, barbecue being made, niggas jumping in the pool, all glass windows to the house, no doors locked, cars outside with no alarms. I scratched my head, I'm like, shit. I'm down here in the neighborhood getting shot at, and these dudes up here having a ball. Worry-free. No alarms on their car, nothing. That was like unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Glass doors? We need metal doors where I come from.
Yeah.
So from there, I started running around with Snoop everywhere, I started being his little security, which I wasn't on the payroll yet or none of that. I was just doing it because this is my little home.
Yeah.
So I'm looking out for him regardless. So I ended up going everywhere with him and going around. And like before he even actually got to deal with Dr. Dre, I used to take him to his little producer house named Enough, where he used to record all his little songs, and him and Warren was doing their little song to give the music to Dre to hear for him to get on.
Yeah.
And after that, we went around the world together and did a lot of different things. And then one day I had told him, I said, Snoop, I want to be a manager, man. I think I could be, because I seen him getting all his money and doing his music, and I'm watching, and I'm up at Solar Records every day with him, and I'm watching Suge do his thing, and I watch when he get his first piece of money, you know what I mean? Bought his first little black rag Benz. I come out and started and bought a brand new Benz Suge, and I'm watching the whole thing.
This is right after the Chronic, right after the Chronic releases, right?
No, this is before the Chronic release. This is when Jay was at Solar with Dick Griffey before he even left and took the album to Interscope with Jimmy Iovine. Yeah, we was at Solar. So I was I was around every day watching them do their thing, and I don't know nothing about music yet. I liked the music, but I didn't know nothing about music, so I'm running back and forth with Snoop every day, and finally, like I said, I told Snoop, I said, man, you know what? I said, I'm gonna be a manager. This before I ever heard any dude in the street talking about they're a manager of a group. Yeah. You never heard that in the hoods.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a manager. And Snoop like, man, you ain't ready to be no manager. I said, yes, I am. He said, no, you're not. So I went out there and started trying to do a little something, and kind of figured out, I said, oh, he kind of right. I ain't ready to be no manager. It's a hard job, right? So I stepped back again. This was in '92 when I told him I wanted to be a manager. I stepped back again and got some more game under my belt. In '95, I hooked up with Ice-T. And I was at Ice House, Ice my nigga, right? So I'm at Ice House, and I'm telling Ice, yeah, man, I'm managing, and Ice was like, hold on, Stout, let me sit you down. So Ice sat me down for 2 days up there with him. We go down to Jim Brown house around the curve, sit down there, talk a little bit, go back up to Ice house. Ice said, this is what you do, Sal. He told me everything about the game. Ice really told me a lot about the game. And he said, this is what you do. You go back and tell Snoop you don't want to be no manager, you want a production company. And I went back and told Snoop, I said, oh yeah, man, I don't want to be no manager no more, I want a production company. From there, Snoop was like, well, because I had did this song, Dropping Bombs, with this producer named Dave Swain. I named him Dave Swain, producer out of Orange County that I met, who was doing the music in garage. I do a song called Dropping Bombs with Trey D and South Central. So I do that song, and I go back and I play that song for Snoop. And Snoop was like, man, that's kind of hard. And after I do that, I come back and Snoop say, well, Staff, I can get you some time in Can-Am. I said, you can? He said, yeah, I can get you some free time up there. Free time, fresh to the game. I'm like, okay. I go in there. He sent me in there with the little youngster, little homie, Young Buck. Young Buck had this beat that I wanted, which was the flossing beat. And he said he made it. Snoop said, yeah, Young Buck the one who made this flossing beat. I said, okay, well, I want Young Buck. He said, I'm going to send Young Buck to the studio with you, because I didn't have a producer yet. This is my first time in the studio. Yeah. So Snoop assigned Young Buck to me. So he said, I'm going to send Young Buck in the studio with, and we went to Can-Am, me and Young Buck, and we went in there, and I said, put the beat up. So when we went to put the beat up, Young Buck couldn't make 2 sounds come up. I said, hold on. I scratched my head like, wait a minute. Snoop said, hold on, man. So I went back to Young Buck, man, who made this song, man? He said, oh, my buddy Celine helped. I said, man, call Celine, man. Get Celine down here. And come to find out Celine had did the whole beat. So I told Young Buck, I don't need you right now, homie. You get on out of here. I put Celine in there. Celine do the beat. We do the song.
Flossing song.
We do the flossing song.
And this is before like the even talks of L.B.C Crew.
This is before the talks. Well, the L.B.C Crew wasn't the L.B.C Crew. It was just all my little homies. Yeah. Badass had seen Snoop somewhere at the VIP. Snoop said, go talk to Big Style. And I brought him back to the circle. Badass back to the circle after that. Lil C Style, Technique, South Central, and Trey D. Them was all my people. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't the L.B.C Crew yet. And Trey D and South Central was never the L.B.C Crew. They was just features.
Yeah.
Everybody thought they was the L.B.C Crew. The L.B.C Crew was Technique, Lil Style, and Badass. Yeah. That was the L.B.C. But I always featured Trey D and South Central because them was my first 2 artists.
Yeah.
So after that, we start. After dude that did the flossing song for me, I still needed a producer.
Yeah.
And Young Buck couldn't do nothing for me. So I walked down the hallway in Can-Am, And looky here, I see a light-skinned little fat chubby dude walking up the hallway, and it was L.T. Hutton. I didn't know him yet. And I say, hey, homie, you do music? He said, yeah. I said, come in here with me. He came in the studio in there with me, and we never looked back. I did the first 6 songs of the L.B.C Crew.
Can you remember what songs those were from?
I did,
Dipping in my Lolo.
Dipping in My Lolo, Tight Situation, Get Up and Get Down, Riding, Slipping and Sliding, Dropping Bombs, couple more, I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that's about 6 of them. That's
about 6 of them.
Yeah.
So what I did, when I did the music, Snoop didn't know LT at that time. So I was going back from Can-Am, going back to the house in the house in Claremont, and I was playing the songs for Snoop. Like, look, these are songs I did. Boom, boom, boom. And Snoop listening to him, he was like, yeah, Stan, them motherfuckers tight. He said, them tight. He said, who produced? I said, L.T. Hutton. He said, oh, yeah, okay. So before you knew it, Snoop started coming up to Can-Am. Next thing you know, we start doing, Snoop started jumping on little things with us and da-da-da, on little songs, right? So that's when we do Blueberry and Intro to the Endo and all that stuff. We start working on, so as we doing the songs, Suge and them start coming up there more often, and they started listening. And a lot of songs that we had first started doing, it ended up turning, the album that we first started doing, it ended up turning into Murder Was the Case album. First it was just our songs. And when Suge heard them songs, he started adding, he put Jewel on this. He did Sans Nito, and it ended up being Murder Was the Case when it was supposed to be our album. But it ended up turning to be Murder Was the Case because he ended up putting all his people on there to embrace what we was doing.
So that's why it's like side A is all Snoop and you guys.
Exactly.
And side B is all
exactly, because it was our album at first.
Yeah.
And it switched up because everything that we was making was coming out dope. You feel me? So from there.
So we could say if Suge wouldn't have done that, those 6 songs that you started with that you just named could have possibly been on Murder Was the Case. Because I mean, Who Got Some Gangsta Shit was on there and all that kind of stuff. But those 6 songs just didn't get used because he brought in his own.
Exactly. They didn't get exactly. They didn't, and them 6 songs wasn't gonna be a part of the album that we was gonna do. It was gonna be actually gonna become the L.B.C Crew.
Yeah.
6 songs. And after we made them 6 songs, we was building the L.B.C Crew album from there. And from there, as we got the album done, that's when I was like, I was telling Snoop, I said, come on, man, let's go good deal for the album, man, do this on my own, homie, me and you. You know what I mean? I don't want to put this under Death Row, I want to do this on our own. And he's like, okay, everything is cool. So he come back, I had all the artists, he was like, I said, when we going to get our, contracts done and all that stuff? I had all the artists, he brought some contracts in there. But when he came back with the contracts, he had me as the A&R, I wasn't accompanied with him. I was like, man, I thought I was supposed to be, thinking, I brought all the artists, you got the name, but I brought everything to the table.
Yeah.
So, I'm supposed to be accompanied, right? But he gave me A&R paper. I overlooked that, at the eventually, you know what, I just sucked it up, overlooked it, and that's what made me end up going to go start 19th Street Records and got the deal on Capitol and got the lowlight.
Yeah.
But Snoop did help me because what happened, Malik Levy, who was A&R at Capitol at the time, he heard the L.B.C Crew album and he wanted it bad. But Snoop was like, man, it's tied up, we can't give it to you. And I'm looking at him like, what you mean we can't give it to him? Snoop saying, well, should say we owe him $600,000 for studio time. I said, damn, nigga, you told me the studio time was free. And at the time, I didn't know to take your reels. Yeah, I didn't know I should have been grabbing them reels, taking them home.
Of course.
Yeah, while they was putting them up. So once they had them in their possession, there was nothing we could do about it. I don't know where the reels at, they gone. So me and Snoop.
Because at the time you only had like copies on that.
That's it. Yeah. All I had was copies on that. I probably didn't even have them on that. I had them on tape.
On tape.
Great tapes.
Yeah.
So, TDKs.
Yeah.
So, at that time, I tell me and Snoop, Malik wanted to get the album because he wanted it bad, but Snoop told him it wasn't available. So, but then Snoop did help me like this. He said, well, C-Style the one who made the whole L.B.C Crew album. He said, so he'll just make you another one. So that's how I ended up getting the deal with Capitol Records.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I remember Snoop was like, Style, don't go in there and get no lot of money. You know, don't go in there asking them for a lot of money. He said, just ask for like $50,000. I said, man, you crazy no much. I'm from the sidewalk, and I'm finna ask for the world.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know what you talking about. $50,000, I'm finna ask for the world. I went in there and asked for a nice amount of money. Ended up getting my first deal was $250,000. Gary Gersh gave it to me out of Capitol Records. You know, blessing, a real blessing. Did the deal with him at his house.
Yeah.
And lucky I did go in there and get the right amount of money because they dropped right when I finished the album. They dropped their whole black department. Capitol Records dropped their whole black department. That's when they ended up having to merge with Priority and stuff at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So what I did when they dropped their whole black department, I went and switched over to Version, New Tribe, which Eric Brooks, and from there I did 19th Street compilation, which was switched over to what 19th Street over there. I had to switch it over, and I turned it into 19th on New Tribe.
Yeah.
So once I did it over there.
But stop, when you did the when you got signed to Capitol, you did start an album because you didn't know it was gonna fold. So that was originally, like you said, it was the low life album.
Exactly.
That was the low life album. Now, out of that, not specific in money detail, but out of your money, did it take a lot of that $250,000 to create? Because obviously you didn't have no more free studio time. Now you had to pay for studio time.
Everything was paid for. Sound Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, at the time, you know, when you first getting in the game, nobody's gonna tell you the mistakes you make. They're gonna let you make the mistakes, then they gonna tell you.
Yeah.
So, at the time, the budget that they was giving you, you got to think I had like 5, 6, 7 artists. I'm paying each one of them $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm housing them.
Yeah.
And I'm paying for studio time. So it ate up that whole budget.
Yeah.
And plus myself and my overhead.
Yeah.
So it really ate up that whole budget with no problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was fortunate enough to, after that album got completed, I completed the album on Capitol.
Okay.
But right when I completed, they dropped their whole department.
Yeah.
Their whole black department. So that's when I switched over to...
But what did they say to you? Did they say you could have the album or that album was ours?
You know what? They didn't say nothing really, to tell you the truth. The last thing I heard was Capitol Records is dropping the urban department over here, black department, bam, bam, bam. And my mind went right to work to where I better go find another deal with this record fast.
Yeah.
And nobody never stopped me.
Yeah.
I send my blessings to them because I was able to slide right over to Version Records.
Yeah.
And New Tribe and do a whole new deal, and they gave me more money, which they could have just slid my album over to Version with no problem, because they was all up under the same umbrella, which was EMI.
And they didn't.
And they didn't, because I moved consistent.
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom. So by the time somebody probably would have got wind of it, it was already done.
So when you got that next deal with New Tribe, they gave you another advance.
Yep, they gave me another advance.
And that's where you were able to make your chips.
Exactly.
Because you had your product done.
Exactly.
You had the reels.
Done, everything.
At that point, you knew it's all about your reels.
Exactly.
But that's why you had to change it up to the 19th Street.
Exactly.
Compilation.
Exactly.
And what did the low lives get a little hurt up? I mean, because obviously their name's gonna be out there on the limelight, and did they understand what you had to do? That you had to change up the name, basically.
Yeah, they understood everything I had to do, and everybody played their part, went along with it. They was 1,000,000% behind everything I did, and them was like my sons and stuff, my kids. You know what I mean? And I had a ball with them. We all had a good time, and we went on there and recorded and did what we had to do. And see, at the same token, while I was doing the 19th Street compilation, I had a separate deal too with New Tribe for Crooked Eye Records solo.
Yeah.
So I did 2 deals with New Tribe. I did the deal for the 19th Street compilation with them, and I did a solo deal with them for Crooked Eye. They gave me $300,000 for the 19th Street compilation, and they gave me $350 for Crooked Eye.
Is that where that song "You Ain't the Homie No More" comes from?
Yeah.
That was originally like the first single or something like that?
We was looking for a bunch of singles. We had what was that? We had did a single. What was it? Not Dee Dee Dottie Day. We did a first single. I can't think of the name of that song, man. We did like 4 or 5 different singles. And every time.
Let me give you a name. Look.
Okay, go ahead.
Some dude told me, look, he goes, plus that cause that's on everything. Was that you?
That's on everything. That was a single.
Who produced that one? Do you remember?
Who produced That's on Everything? That's on Everything. That's on Everything. Who produced that? I want to say LT produced that.
Probably, because that was your main.
Yeah, because LT did everything for me. There was only a few different producers I actually used at that time. Yeah. LT did almost the whole 19th Street compilation. Did a lot of Crooked Eye. So LT most likely did that.
Okay, so boom, you had two deals, bro, with New Tribe.
Yeah.
You put out the 19th Street record. It does good, right? They were happy.
Mm-hmm.
They were happy with you. And what was the situation with the Crooked Eye? Why didn't?
What happened? Now the 19th Street record did all right because what happened is that Eric Brooks didn't really know what he was doing. I mean, he was stuck on East Coast music.
Yeah.
He was East Coast out, so everything we would bring up in that office, he'd tell us it wasn't a single.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We brought 30 songs in there, and every song we did, it wasn't a single to him because he was stuck on the East Coast sound.
Yeah.
So that's what hurted everybody over there. Like I said, the Loonies I got 5 on it at the time, and they crashed.
Yeah.
Because Eric Brooks didn't actually know what he was doing. How to push. He knew where to take it. He knew what he was doing behind it, but he didn't really know how to push that music that we was putting out.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew where he wanted to go with it. His plans, the ideals was great. And I thank him for it. Send my blessings to him for it. But he didn't know what to do with our music. Mm-hmm. He didn't. If he would have let us take control and let us call the shots on our music, have more creative control with our music, instead of him telling us this ain't a single, and tried it, we'd have had more success.
Yeah.
And when I did the 19th Street compilation, they never promoted. I didn't get 1 day of promotion. It just dropped. Nobody didn't know it was in the store. It was just dropped on the shelf.
Yeah.
So after that, you know, at the time, Mike Mackinnon was over there from Rap-A-Lot. They was in cahoots with New Tribe too. Mm-hmm. And because you had Do or Die, and Twister and them was over there with us at the same time.
Yeah.
Do or Die, Twister, all of us all over there on the label at the same time.
Gangstar.
Yeah, all of us.
That was the Kurupt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's around the same time.
So that you know, that crash that's over there, you know, and it wasn't none of our fault, because we did what we were supposed to do. We did our music, and we came up with those songs.
But what about the Crooked Eye album though? Did you finish the album?
Finished the whole album.
So
probably did 2 albums.
So you're telling me that Crooked Eye not only had like albums at the road with Daz and them, but he also has a New Tribe album?
Man, Crooked Eye might have, to be real, he might have 3 albums on New Tribe that never been heard.
Man, because you finished it.
Yeah, we finished all of it. We finished everything.
So you did turn in your product?
Yeah, I got all my money from every budget.
Yeah.
You know, you get it in thirds.
Yeah.
You know you ain't gonna get that last third till everything is completed and finished.
And
I got my last third. Yeah. So that means everything was completed and finished.
And that very first album with New Tribe that you did Crooked Eye. Mm-hmm. So I mean, even at that point, Daz and them were trying to help you out, right? Because obviously Daz gave you Ain't the Homie No More.
Yeah.
But most of the album you would say it was produced by LT.
By LT. I mean, yeah. You would think that being that me and Snoop started the Dogg Pound together, you know, he had the music side. Like I said, the Dogg Pound wasn't just music. Dogg Pound was our spot. It was me, Snoop, and the DOC sitting up in the apartment on Kawanga, off of Kawanga, down the street from Solar Records.
Yeah.
And we called that the Dogg Pound. That's how that name came about. and you would think that I would have had a lot of support from them with the different artists that I had.
Exactly.
But I didn't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and matter of fact, the reason I got Crooked Eye was because me and Snoop went to Long Beach one day, and my dude named Chucky Miller, he had Crooked Eye as an artist. And me and Snoop went upstairs to listen to their music, and we upstairs in Long Beach listening to my dude music, Chucky Miller music, and this little dude come out the back, which was Crooked Eye, and he said, listen to him. Crooked Eye come out. So when me and Snoop walked back downstairs to the Jeep, I get in the car, Snoop say, nigga, he said, nigga, you want to come up? You need to get that nigga right there. So I guess he was just saying, because he just talking, because he knew he was signing somebody else, and he figured I was going to get him.
Yeah.
Hey, when the Lord wants you to have something, you're going to get it regardless. I'm coming down Atlantic one day in Long Beach, slide, coming from the studio, just got my deal at Capitol Records. Who I run into the first person sliding down Atlantic? Crooked Eye walking. I pull over. I said, what's up, homie?
Everybody's walking before they get there.
Crooked Eye walking, going to the bus stop. I pull over. I said, what's up, little homie? What you doing out here? You need a ride? I said, where you going? He said, man, shoot. He said, I just got out of my contracts with Chucky and them. I said, oh, is that right? I said, I just got to deal with Capitol, man. Get in the car. And took him straight to Soundcastle that day. And we never looked back. Yeah. And all we did was chopped up checks from there. And kept it moving. And then at the same time while I was doing that record, I had the deal. At the same time I had the New Tribe deal, I had a deal at Priority too, doing Badass record. Yeah. And then did both of his records.
Yeah, but let's okay. So boom, the New Tribe thing, it goes down. Yeah. Okay. After that, you weren't really tripping because you had the Priority thing to look forward.
Exactly.
Okay. So how did you make the move as far as was it Badass that went to Priority and then Badass said stop, I got this, or did you go to Priority? How did that?
This is what happened. Badass had told me that he had this other dude that was taking him up there, but the dude grabbed Badass and was going to get Badass the deal on Priority, but the dude, Marvin Watkins, was the A&R up there. He called me and said, well, Stan, I'd rather for you to do the deal. Well, I said, well, I'm going to do the deal anyway because I'm the one who brought Badass to the table. He's under me. Yeah. Can't nobody just come grab him up and go do a deal with him. Yeah. So Marvin called me and tell me, you know Badass and the other dude down here trying to do a deal with us right now. I said, what? So I went straight down to Priority. The dude had Badass locked up in the limo. I said, homie, let him out of there. Got Badass out of there. So then you're not finna sign for nobody but me. Come on, let's go upstairs. And went right up there and did the deal. And took off from there.
But at first, Priority was trying to snatch him up.
Yeah, Priority and this other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to snatch him up. So
yeah.
Like, boom, you go in there.
I get the deal, you know, and then Andrew Shack was coming down to the studio, you know, coming checking us out, you know what I mean?
What studios did you record?
Soundcastle.
So you did that for the New Tribe thing and for the Priority thing?
Yeah, Priority. I think I did some at Echo Sound too.
Okay, Echo Sound.
Yeah, but Soundcastle, for sure.
And so boom, you guys get the deal. How did the whole situation, because obviously, well, let me ask you this. What was the situation for Snoop not to be on the 19th Street compilation?
Because he was up under Suge's head, so Suge wouldn't let him do nothing with us because they didn't want us to blow up. So like that. That's what I was.
Too much paperwork.
Too much paperwork. Okay. So he couldn't really get like he did that song we did dee dee dotty day. All you suckin' niggas ain't to stay up out of LA.
What is that?
Song, Stay Up Out of LA. That's the name of the song.
Okay. Oh, off the 19th. Yeah.
Snoop, that's Snoop on the hook. But we had to put so much effect on his voice for Suge wouldn't know that was Snoop.
Damn, that's crazy. See, that's a hot story. Nobody knows that one.
That's Snoop on the hook.
Yeah.
And the reason we made the song is because Snoop and them just had came from New York, and that's when they was in Times Square and them niggas shot through the camper. Yeah. And that's why we made the song D.I.D.I. all you niggas that stay up out of L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just too much paperwork.
It was too much paperwork.
So how did the whole situation go down where you guys got him for putting it down?
Well, say that again.
Okay, because obviously you did get Snoop on Badass's record.
True.
How did?
By that time, Suge already had lost all the control of himself.
Oh, okay.
That's why he was able to. Snoop was a free man.
Okay.
Yeah, he was loose. Remember, Master P picked him up and all that time. So Snoop was able to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, he was free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he was able to do that.
Yo, stop. Let me ask you this. That song, Putting It Down, don't, no, that DJ Pooh song.
Yeah.
Did you hear the song that it's that beat, but it's Snoop with Shaq? It's a Snoop and Shaq song?
You know what's so crazy about that? Now, this was trip about that deal. Badass came to me and said, Stab, man, I want to sign a Snoop over there with Snoop. He said, I'm going to have priority to give you $5,000 and you release me as Snoop. I like, hold on, little homie. I said, I got to deal with priority. You're not going to have them give me $5,000. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to go tell them what I want. Yeah, you're not going to tell them to bring me off $5,000. No. Give me about, you know what, I'm not going to even go hard on you. Give me $25,000 because y'all, when they made that song and put Snoop on and already had Badass on Snoop projects and stuff without my consent.
Yeah.
So really it was in violation. Yeah. But by Snoop being my people and Badass my people, I wasn't sweating that small. Yeah. And I one thing about me, music, and I know it's all business, but one thing I always have in me, I don't never want another man to think that I need them to make me.
Yeah.
So that just on that right there probably make me release you fast.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same token, I know I did work, so I need to be paid too.
Exactly.
So I told him, I'll let you go for $25,000, and I let him slide over there because they already did that song. I didn't even know nothing about the song until it was brought to my attention. And then I went to the video, because when I had Badass just by myself, Snoop wouldn't even get on the song with him. But once I released him, bam, it was a done deal.
So you think Priority shined off Snoop a little bit to get on that song?
Yeah.
Like as far as like trying to bring him in to do what you were doing?
Mm-hmm.
So We Be Putting It Down really had nothing to do with you?
No, it really didn't.
Yeah.
It really didn't.
So, okay, so boom, that comes out, and then right after the Badass comes out, how did you get in the position where you're thinking like, okay, I gotta start a new compilation album? How did the Straight Outta Cali thing?
Right after that, I was like, you know what?
Because it was all around the same time, right?
Yeah. Right after that, my friend BJ, rest in peace, which was Ice-T, homeboy. That's how me and Ice-T came close, because BJ introduced it to me.
Okay.
And BJ was like, Style, you know, I got these dudes over here, Japanese dudes, and I got Navarre, and you know, I can make something happen, and Doodle and David Mystery got this company Breakaway, and we can go over here and put something together. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, come on. He said, you know, put something together for me, let's present it to him. So we got to talking, got in cahoots. I put some things together and ended up started doing the Straight Outta Cali record. Mm-hmm. And it was on the VAR. But what I did, what got us in talks at first, was that I went over there and they was talking about Snoop. Could I get Snoop to come over there? They wanted to give Snoop a 3-movie deal, and they wanted to give him $4 million on each thing, on each movie. And they was gonna, first movie they was gonna send all the money went to him for the whole first movie. They was gonna give him all the money, and they was gonna give me $1 million if he would have did it, but he didn't do it. So after that, I ended up getting. That's when I got Nate Dogg the deal. Me and BJ got Nate Dogg the deal on Navarre for Dogg Foundation. When Nate Dogg did the Dogg Foundation, the double CD, we got in that deal on Navarre.
Yeah.
And so and then after that, that's like I said, I ended up doing the Straight Outta Cali. Then I had a deal for South Central solo record on Navarre too.
Okay.
They gave me a deal for her, and I had a deal on Navarre for Bo Rock record.
So you had 3 deals
on Navarre. Yeah, at the same time.
Damn. And okay, so what were the budgets as good on Navarre? Did you still get that 100,000? It was
got more than 100,000.
Okay, so
my thing was if I did a budget for $250 the first time, the next one going up.
Yeah.
And from that one going up.
Yeah.
That's how I was always doing.
Yeah.
If I wasn't gonna go back and do if I did a deal for $250, I wasn't gonna go do a second deal for $250.
Yeah.
I'm looking to move up each time.
Okay.
So the VAR deal was good too.
And what was the process of making a Straight Outta Cali? Was that an expensive one or not really? Or at that time,
you know what?
Where did you record that at?
I did Straight Outta Cali at Echo Sound.
At Echo
It was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing cheap. You know, a couple of $100,000.
And you had Dave Aaron engineer.
Yeah, I have Dave Aaron engineer. You know, so you know I used all the top of the line people just like everybody else. And what messed that deal up is back to the dudes that they originally make the president of the company who you end up signing to. They always mess it up.
Yeah.
David Mystery wasn't in it but for nothing but the money. He just sucked the change out of Navarre and really just ran with it. You know what I mean? Because we had dope albums over here. And I try to go to Navarre around them, but they said they couldn't do it because it would be a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So, because I was like, man, come on, man, I'm the one who presented everything to you. I came to the table. David Mystery put me at the table with Navarre, the president, all of them. And I explained to him exactly what I wanted to do, where I was at with the project, how I was going to promote it. I gave him the whole blueprint. I sold him the project for David Mystery.
Yeah.
And then he gave me even money for the project, but he laid down on me and didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
So.
And stop. So you finished the Straight Outta Cali.
Finished Straight Outta Cali.
But as you're working on the Straight Outta Cali, do you start? Obviously, you start on the Bo Rock album.
I started on Bo Rock album.
And did you start on South Central?
And I started on South Central. Now, look, this is how crazy it is. I started on Bo Rock album, same time I'm doing Straight Outta Cali.
Okay.
And I was doing his at Track.
Okay.
A couple of songs I did at Echo Sound, but most of his was at Track Studio.
Okay.
And as I'm getting through with Bo Rock album, I'm like 8, 9 songs deep. As I'm getting through with it, Bo Rock, I go to the studio that night, me and Bo Rock talking. I said, okay, I'm finna, no, it wasn't night, it was daytime. I said, I'm gonna see you later. I'll talk to you in a minute, I'm finna go to the city. I get in my car. We had just got Bo Rock a Benz.
Okay.
I get in my car. By the time I got to Long Beach, Bo Rock had called me on my phone and he was in a high-speed chase. I get to the house, turn on the news, and I watch Bo Rock and them. Him and his buddies, they hitting like 13 cars. Bam, bam, bam. They just crashing. Bo Rock on the run. He run to the little Bo Dozier house, because you know Bo Dozier did songs for me too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? His daddy was good people. Barbara Dozier, his mother, lover, good people.
Another singing cat?
The Dozier brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lamont Dozier and his other brother.
Okay.
Reggie Dozier.
Okay.
And Bo Rock, when he got into that incident, he ran over there to their house because he knew him. Mm-hmm. And he ran in the gate, and the nigga left his shoe on the outside of the gate. The dog came right in there behind him. Got him out there, and they took Barbara Dozier to jail.
Yeah.
For that. You know what I'm saying? She had hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after that, you know, it messed everything up.
How long did he go in for?
5 years.
Oh, so it was a rap.
Yeah, it was a rap. And I did Bo Rock deal for like almost $400,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he went it out. He let it go under the table by going to jail. You know,
and like you said, you were basically almost done with that one, like 10 songs.
I was down with it.
Yeah.
And he let it go underwater. And then I'm working on Central album.
Okay.
And we had just kept me, Daz, Kurupt, and Lil Draws, Kurupt homeboy. We had just came back from Florida. And we went from Florida, went to go see Suge in the pen, all me, Kurupt, and Daz. Mm-hmm. And then we went from the pen straight to Echo Sound Studio. Mm-hmm. I'm in there recording South Central album. Mm-hmm. While we in the studio gets shot up. That's when the Realest gets shot, Act the Fool gets shot, Kurupt, Bodyguard, Lil Draws get killed. You know,
the Realest got shot?
Yeah, the Realest got shot. Well,
That's when you guys had to like
push the. Me and Daz was in between the soda machine. I told him to push it over because what happened when we was at the studio, you know, how Echo South gate opened up. Then you got Lost Feelers right here. So I had walked out the gate, and I was looking through the gate because there's an empty field on the side. And I was looking through the gate, and I walked back in again, and Kurupt and all his homeboys was on the sidewalk with the gate open.
Okay.
So I walked back, and as I'm going to the lobby door, and you know the lobby door is glass. Yeah. As I'm finna open the door, I open the door, and I look in there, and Keita Rock sitting right here, and a couple more homies sitting there, and everybody, and Keita Rock like high as hell, right? And I like, damn, homie, you niggas hiring a motherfucker. I said, you niggas ain't even alert. Anything can happen. Yeah. And as soon as I said that, bullets start coming from behind me everywhere.